I'm much more inclined to question my displeasures than my enthusiasms. My enthusiasms are pretty secure. I mean, taste is a funny thing. Ultimately, it's what a critic has. The ability to write is very significant. But you're trying to capture an experience, the experience of watching a movie. Which, oh, this, oh, yes. You mean the DVD in which I star? I don't. It's a pretty interesting film. I've been here for 8 years as the editor of the movies section in Goings On. When I started, I was mainly covering revivals, independent films, foreign films, and the Hollywood films that David and Anthony weren't covering in the column. For the last few years, I've been also writing a blog on the New Yorker site. Like everyone who watches movies, I go to the local theater and watch what's playing, and I rent DVDs. But the one thing that critics do that's different from the general public is going to press screenings in screening rooms. There's no popcorn. There are no ads or trailers. It's something I'm very grateful for, just the idea of getting to see things ahead of time. It's actually one of the great privileges of criticism, being able to convey the excitement of that discovery before a film has opened. Not every film is exciting, of course. At home, on the other hand, you control the remote. And it's a good thing you do, because unless you live in an isolation booth, well, I have a family, and I want to be able to talk to my wife and children. I want to be able to get up and get a snack. Ben & Jerry's low-fat yogurt. Or some chocolate. Or if it's daytime, a cup of coffee. And I like to sit close. And my blog is called The Front Row because I like to sit in the front row. I like the feeling of being close enough to the screen that I have to turn my head to see the whole image. If I like a movie, I'm kind of fanatical about getting a DVD and looking at bits and pieces. Sometimes I'll watch a movie backwards.
Really?
Yeah, sure. I mean, after having seen it forwards. The first movie I remember going to in a theater is The Music Man, 1962. I was 4 years old. I didn't like it. But for many, many years, music was much, much more important to me than movies. It wasn't until I went to college, and it was Breathless. It was Godard's Breathless. And I came out as if I had had my atoms changed. It felt like philosophy, it felt like jazz, it felt like a novel. From that one viewing, I knew that whatever I did in life was going to have to do with movies. At the time, I had the deluded idea that I was going to make them. I mean, I'm not conscious of doing anything different when I watch a movie or when I write than when I take a walk or go to a concert. There is one difference. The act of writing itself is almost sexual. The act of writing itself is almost transcendent. Nobody should ever be proud of their writing, because nobody should ever take credit for writing. It happens to you. I don't know where I am, and I don't know who I'm with, and then it's there on paper. But it's a kind of act of creation, like you're creating life of ideas, life of language, life of emotions. Life is magical. People are magical, music is magical. Movies aren't a thing apart, which is maybe what I'm trying to get at. Movies are not really a thing apart. Movies are utterly continuous with life, continuous with the other arts, continuous with literature and music and painting and dance and theater, poetry. I watch every movie for pleasure. And if I'm sitting home with my feet up and my daughters feel like seeing something and I'm sitting and watching with them, I don't think I'm watching it any differently. All the more so because I may end up blogging about it, so I'd better pay attention.